Hello everyone, it's been quite some time. It's been about a year. This is Thoughts on Living in Las Vegas, part 24. I'm in Reno. Just a few observations here. The difference here in Reno is that it's just quieter, and actually it's more expensive than Las Vegas. The economy here isn't as tethered to gambling as Las Vegas. So I'm here. I have to wait for a few days, and then I have to travel to Modesto, California to get my Mitsubishi Lancer fixed. There's a recall on a relay switch that needs tending to, and that will be replaced by the dealer there. So a few things. Of course, I want to help people with these videos. Verizon is a must-have when you're driving into Reno or Las Vegas or any of these areas where the signal is questionable. I was stranded briefly about 2 days ago, headed towards Reno from the Pacific Northwest, from Seattle and Portland. And I used exit 139 to get to Susanville and then to Reno. However, my vehicle died on me about 30 miles north of Susanville. And so what happened there was that I was stranded for a bit. The signal didn't work. Finally, a good Samaritan gave me a ride to Reno. He was headed to Reno anyway. But one thing that I also learned, well, I didn't really learn it, I've always known, we are all so dependent on the kindness of others. I was able to straighten things out, and it was a loose battery cable that caused the power to not be available for my vehicle once I stopped the vehicle on the side of the road just to take a break. But I was there for a bit. And the same thing happened to me about 2 years ago when I had to go through Death Valley in June in order to get to Las Vegas. If my car had died there, I probably would be dead. A couple more observations. Let me see here. One is that Verizon, person going through that area, any area like that, you need to have Verizon. I'm thinking of getting a prepaid Verizon account, just an extra phone that only makes phone calls for $30 a month. And what I think is that the best thing to do is to take an unlocked phone and to actually get to purchase the prepaid plan. Use that phone when you're traveling, and after you're done traveling, you just allow the subscription to lapse. I think that's probably what I'll do. I'll keep my other line because T-Mobile Metro PCS is a lot more reasonable. Well, folks, the reason why Verizon charges so much is because you get the strongest quality signal around. It beats everybody. As a matter of fact, several people have told me that they use these other carriers use Verizon, the Verizon towers, and so that's what it is. And the other thing too is I did some shooting at one of the casinos, craps. It was Western Village, which has the lowest minimum for all of Reno at $2 for the tables, for the one table, and then blackjack is at $3. Now, I found out something interesting in the casinos in Reno. This wasn't the first time. When you roll the dice, and of course, if I didn't already tell you this, folks, I'm a controlled shooter. I believe in dice control. So I did time for 13 rolls. But in Reno, in many casinos in Reno, since it's a smaller environment and they care, both dice have to hit the wall initially. You know how some places allow you to have one die hit the wall, at least one die hit the wall, or perhaps both dice landing on the felt first and then bouncing off into the wall. No. In some of these casinos in Reno, if the two dice do not hit the wall initially, it can be called a no roll. And if you do it more than, I'd say, about twice, they will mention this to the pit boss, and the pit boss will tell you to pass the dice. In other words, they'll get it to where you can't shoot at all. Let's see, what else here? This is one thing I really needed. The sun. It's nice and sunny here. So, I haven't had time to do many of these videos. I'm trying to get my life in order. Right now, at this point, I'm trying to take care of this court issue, and it should be ruled in my favor this March and this April. But I intend to resume these videos soon. But I'm just so happy to be able to do part 24 for you folks. I see that some of my videos have been somewhat popular. I'm not saying more than even 500. I think one video is at 300, and that would be Midnight the Professional Gambler. And I encourage everyone. Oh, by the way, everything is increased here in Reno. Now the cheapest buffets, which aren't given every night like they would be in Las Vegas. Even the El Dorado Casino is at $17.99 for lunch. The cheapest buffets at this point here in Reno would be not cheapest, but the Indian buffets and the Chinese buffets, especially the Taste of India off Stardust, and then Wong's Kitchen, and you can look that one up as well. It's set at $9.95, and I could probably do a video on that, but this is more important right now. So I'm just here in a parking lot, just taking up the sun here, soaking up the sun. Another thing too is another lesson I learned in this episode, or for this episode, is that there are certain vehicle manufacturers that are not well represented, and what that means is that if you get into a collision and the parts may be difficult to order. I was in a minor accident with my Mitsubishi, and it took more than 2 months for the parts to arrive. So beware, Mitsubishi, Suzuki, Jaguar. Before you decide on buying any vehicle, make sure that your area has a sufficient amount of dealerships to support or the ordering of parts. That's what I'd like to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. Let's see. So, yeah, there have been reports that Nevada is booming. I can tell. Reno housing has increased. On price of a typical 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, 12 or 1,300 square feet in Reno is now about $210,000 or more. So, it's different. I'd like to do a whole series on Reno, perhaps someday. It's similar to Las Vegas, but in key areas, not quite. It's safer because it's a smaller environment. The downtown area is more compact. It's not so reliant on gambling. I see less commercial space for lease. Just check out my video where I do, I think it's part 3 or part 4, where I talk about office space in Las Vegas. So it's more stable here, I suppose. And during a downturn, I don't think it plummets as much as Las Vegas. So I've updated a few things. My phone is a lot better. It's a Samsung Galaxy A20. I wish I had this phone, this device, when I was doing that interview with that marijuana smuggler. That would have been something else. Now at this point, I don't feel like interviewing anyone, but I just wanted to throw this out there for my viewers. And you know, there are really no other people that are doing these videos ad hoc, just spontaneously. They're all slick and well planned out productions. I don't believe in that kind of thing. And yeah, I just don't. And I hope that these videos are watched by people that want to learn something about Las Vegas or Nevada in general. And that's what my aim is for my purposes for these videos. But yes, that's definitely it. And I plan on writing a 200-page book someday, and I hope it gets an ISBN number. And it's something that people can learn from. It'll be the living conditions in the early 21st century of modern life. I suppose the early 21st century of American society, one segment of it. And you guys could think of it this way. I've been gathering material, and this little foray into Las Vegas is one of those things. And I'm going to tie everything together. But I'm sure all of you folks that have subscribed or tuned into my videos, you can pretty much piece together who I am. I'm not exactly hidden. But other than that, I'll wrap it up for now. And if I can think of anything else while I'm in Reno, I'll be sure to add it to my series. Thanks again for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time. Bye for now.